My name's Ash. I work at a company called UVA. We're based out of London in England. We started off as a company that makes shows and installations. We've moved into producing a software toolkit, a complete system that's designed for people who are producing shows like us. Our system gets used for video playback on large shows. It drove the current U2 tour that's out on the road. It's been on some of the biggest stage shows and stadium shows that have been out there recently. And we are offering it to companies all over the world. It's designed really for shows that are fairly high profile and where you have your client really wanting to see stuff as you go along. So whenever there's a high requirement for rendering things out, when you want to show people 3D, with older systems you'd have to do it with something like Maya or whatever. But this system lets you visualize your video in 3D as it's really going to look for the show. And it really allows people to be very confident when they go into the show that it's all going to work.
Awesome.
So we're showing our product here, which is called D3. D3 is a new kind of media server system. It's completely integrated. So instead of having a lighting desk, a media server, and a visualizer as separate boxes all plugged into each other, D3 does the whole thing in one piece of software. So the idea is that you can build your entire show on a laptop, visualize it on a laptop, fly across the world, show it to your client in a meeting, get them to sign off on it, and then turn up at rehearsals, plug into the screens, and it all just works. We do play with lighting desks, for instance. We work with lighting desks, so you can drive it from a Grand MA or whatever else you want.
Right.
It's definitely more oriented towards video and pixel mapping than sort of traditional lighting. So if you're lighting your rock star, you probably still want to use a lighting desk and not us yet. But if you're doing large-scale projection, complex LED sculptures, and kind of effect pixel lighting, like we've got here, we've got LED spots. This is a really good system for integrating those things and visualizing it. So it gives you a huge range of tools to allow you to take your content and map it onto moving structures and things that change shape. It's currently being used, for example, on the Red Hot Chili Peppers tour, where you have chandelier screens that open up and move and rotate, and you have content projected onto those, which stays in the right place even as those screens move. The system has been out there for a couple of years, and we've been working on it and improving it. It's now on its 10th release, so we're kind of launching release 10 at this show. It has a whole bunch of new projection features. It was just used on the Pan American Games, which was like a 16 projector show that happened in Mexico very recently, which we did with PRG. So yeah, it's now moving into maturity for very large projector projects. The things that we're really excited in version 10 is a feature that we call projector simulation. So when you've got let's say you're projecting on a large building and we want to do it with like 8 projectors. You want to put, let's say, a 5K video file up on that screen. What D3 lets you do is take a laser scan or a 3D model of your projection surface, the building or the stage or whatever it is, apply your content directly to that, not caring where your projectors are. So you could have one projector, you could have 20, you don't care. You just put your content on there. And then when you show up on site, you position your projectors, and D3 will then take care of making sure that each projector gets the right signal to make sure everything comes out in the right place. So you don't have to mess with keystoning, you don't have to mess with masking. You just set up your virtual projector, get the numbers right, do a calibration step, and do your soft edging, and your content will then work correctly. So you could show up there and find out, oh, that projector's not there anymore, or we've got 2 extra projectors over there, but you don't have to make any changes to your content. We have a website. The website is d3.uva.co.uk, and that tells you a bit about the product and what you can do with it. Also, it shows you a range of shows that we worked on recently with the product. The next step is just to get in touch with us. We can ship you an evaluation version that lets you try the software out on your machine. And then if you decide you want to go further, the way we run things is we give you a service. So the first time you use it on a show, we'll come and sit with you and we'll train you and we'll help you set the project up. We'll be with you on site to make sure that everything goes smooth. And if you need new features that it doesn't have yet, we'll build them for you. So the idea is that by the time you finish your first couple of shows with the system, you take the training wheels off and off you go. But up to that point, we will be with you and hold your hand.